Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Obviously, early on this week, Monday and Tuesday, a few of our players returned to training. The likes of Martinelli, Jesus, Gabriel, Trossard, all of them were back. In fact, a couple of them have already played in a friendly match earlier today against Watford, where we drew 1-1. I've already done my reaction for that one. Check it out on the page. But today, some of the big boys returned. But first, Kai Havertz, first training session with Arsenal. He actually just got engaged the other day. I think that's kind of something you have to do to play for Arsenal these days. Everyone is getting married, everyone is getting engaged, everyone is getting babies. Maybe it's a tactic by Arteta to make sure they stay in London and stay with Arsenal. As long as it works, hey, let it work. The likes of Bukayo Saka, the likes of Partey are all back. Let's talk about it. But let's start with Kai Havertz. His first training session with Arsenal after a 65 million move to Arsenal. We already talked about it a lot. A lot of Arsenal fans are not really sure about why we've signed him, why this, why that. But hey, right now, he is an Arsenal player. That's actually Arteta trying to tackle him. I thought it was quite a good midfielder. So I'd like to know how that one went. He's an Arsenal player now. He's never played for Arsenal. Let's wait and see how he plays for us. That's a lot of money. Obviously, we've paid for him 65 million. Really keen to see how he does in terms of preseason and where he's going to be playing. The likes of Declan Rice and Julian Timber, I think Julian Timber will be part of the training camp in Germany, but I think Havertz will be more than in the training camp. I think he'll actually play in that Nuremberg game, so I cannot wait to see how he does in that match, where he plays. Is he going to play in the Xhaka role? Is he going to play with next to Odegaard? Is he going to replace Odegaard in the second half? Is he going to start on the right, on the left as a striker? All that. I think we'll get a better picture of where he could play for us like in the next couple of weeks. But Kai Havertz has taken part in his first training session with Arsenal. Obviously, early on today was also at the Emirates with a few of his family members. I'm showing them around. He will be sitting next to his former Chelsea friend, obviously Jorginho, and obviously the likes of Odegaard and Fabio Vieira. Like, if all those players click, I mean, it's going to be great. I know only one of them is like a fan favorite, like at the Emirates and with Arsenal fans. Some of you don't like Fabio Vieira, some of you don't like Havertz, some of you don't like Jorginho. But if all of them click next season, which I believe they can because of the good job the manager has been doing, I cannot wait to see how that one goes. But Kai Havertz has taken part in his first Arsenal training session. Our next friendly match will be against Nuremberg on Thursday. I think he will be playing in that one. He'll definitely be traveling with the team. And congratulations to him for his engagement recently. New Arsenal player, first signing of the transfer window, 65 million. He has to hit the ground running. He's not the only one who was training today. Another one that most of you would like to hear, this guy next to Kai Havertz in this picture, Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is also back in training. Obviously, as you can see, Saliba is also there. We've already covered Saliba a lot this week. Signed a new contract, trained for the first time back from injury. But Thomas Partey has been the main talking point as well in terms of will he stay, will he leave? A lot of people wanting to stay, almost like 95% of Arsenal fans wanting to stay. I'm part of that 95%, but in terms of wanting to stay and will he stay, different. Do I want him to stay 100%? Do I think he's going to stay 60%? I feel like he's going to leave. But hey, you never know. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's going to stay big part of our team, and having him there and also having Declan Rice there, that would be really beneficial to our team. He's never played Champions League football for Arsenal, so I mean, he's one of the players who've helped us go back there. So having that kind of depth and like if you have a midfield of Rice and Jorginho and Partey and Odegaard and Havertz, and then you add another player as well. That's a lot of experience. Those are players who've played in big competitions before, so it can only benefit you more than it's going to hurt you. And obviously, it's good to have young players in your team, but you don't want to just have young players in your team. You also have to have a bit of experience, and a few of our experienced players have left, the likes of Xhaka. So it's good to keep the likes of Partey and Jorginho there just to have that experience. You know, most of our players are young players, the likes of Saka, Martinelli, all those guys. So this experience of the likes of Jesus and Trossard, players who are in their late 20s, closer to their 30s than their 20s. It's great to have those players in the camp. So Thomas Partey is back. Really hope he stays at Arsenal. Let's see. He might take part in the game against Nuremberg, but big season for him ahead as well. Obviously, he's been linked to the likes of Saudi Arabian teams and Juventus and a few others. I actually heard that Man United also want him, you know. Man United want Thomas Partey. forget about it, Man United. Like even if they are giving us 100 million for him, I don't even think I'd give it to Man United. I don't care how much you give us for Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is not for sale, and especially not to Man United. To Saudi Arabia for 50, 60 million, maybe. But to Man United, even for 100 million, I don't want to hear it. So Thomas Partey is also back in training. He's not the only one. Our star boy is also back in training, fresh from scoring a hat trick and for England recently. He traveled to Nigeria as well. Obviously, he's second best player from last season. He was voted as second best player. There's a few goals he scored last season that were really good, like against Man United at home, against Brighton away, I think against Aston Villa away, like some banging goals. And he was incredible last season. Like he basically didn't have any help on that side. He went to a World Cup as well and played a few games for England, started most of them ahead of Rashford. This past season, apart from the game against Nottingham Forest where Nelson came in for him, he basically had to start every single game. He had no one else to play in that position. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we still have like 2 months to go of the transfer window. We can get someone to help him on that side, or maybe even someone like a Reece Nelson can start getting a few more minutes this season just to help Saka rest a few times. As I compared him to someone like Mahrez, it's difficult. Mahrez is more experienced. Saka just started recently. Mahrez knows how to control his energy in the game, how to retain and save his energy during the game. Saka will always want to get the ball and run past defenders and try to create chances, try to score goals. Maybe Mahrez knows how to, use his energy and more time to walk on the pitch. Another thing is Mahrez will play today. You'll not see him again until next month because they have so many players to play. So by the time you get to April, May, he's fresh. But for Saka, he'll play for us every single game, August, in September, in October, in November, in December. By the time you get to March, April, May, he's tired, he's finished completely. Like that's the same thing that happened to him last season. Same thing that happened to the likes of Thomas Partey. Same thing that happened to the likes of Ben White. They played every single game, and by the time you got to the end of the season, they were tired. Another player that happened to was Martin Odegaard. He got really tired at the end of the campaign, but he is now back. He was voted our player of the season last in the 2022-2023 season. Another big season ahead for him. He is our captain. Last campaign, especially in away games, I think he was our best player in terms of away games. The away games against Bournemouth, he scored twice. I remember against Brighton, he was insane. He scored a goal, like a volley, and then the assist to Martinelli in the same game. Away at Newcastle, he scored a very good goal. Away at Tottenham, he scored a very good goal. So most of the away games last season, Odegaard was unreal. And not just the away games, even the home games against the likes of Chelsea was unreal. Pretty much out of, I think he played like 37 games out of the 38. I think he started. He only missed like the one against Brentford where Fabio Vieira played. I think out of those 37 games, at least 30 of them, I gave him 7+ out of 10 in the player ratings. And in some of them, in like 25 of them, I think I gave him 8+, and maybe in like 10 of them, I gave him 9+. That's how consistent he was last season. At the end of the season, he obviously tailed off, made a few mistakes against Man City and also against Nottingham Forest. But if you don't rate Odegaard, you're not a football fan. Like there's a reason he was included in the team of the season. Everyone included him in the team of the season because he was unreal. Cannot wait to see how he does next season. Just like Saka, hopefully gets some help next season. Fabio Vieira, very crucial this season. Hopefully can become the player that we signed. He can really help Odegaard in that role. Also, players like Smith Rowe, who actually just won a trophy today. Congratulations to him. Also, Havertz will also help Odegaard in that role. All that will be very, very important to see what happens. But I think all our players are now back. Aaron Ramsdale as well. I didn't get a picture of him, but he's also back in training. We already talked about Tomiyasu Kivia. Ramsdale, another big season ahead of him. 2 very, very good seasons in an Arsenal shirt. I have no problem with him at all. Like I've seen people talking about, can we get a new goalkeeper? I don't think goalkeeper is a position Arsenal really need to strengthen. I think Ramsdale is one of the best goalkeepers in the world right now, so I'm happy to keep him. In terms of shot stopping, incredible. In terms of his kicking, every team, Tottenham, Man United, Chelsea, they're all looking for goalkeepers who can kick the ball from the back. Teams like Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool are okay with their goalkeepers in terms of kicking. In terms of just that, the charisma that he has, the way he just laughs at opponents or opposition fans, I love his character, man. Absolutely love his character. And that is something as well that is I love to have in a team. Not just the quality and the leadership and everything, also character. So players like Declan Rice will also bring that. Players who are just fun to hang around, They'll enjoy the win. They'll celebrate, come back. They'll be serious, but when it's time to have fun, they'll have fun as well. Also great to have players of character in the team. So all those players are back now, joining the likes of Trossard, Saliba, who joined earlier in the week. Tomias is back from the injury. Martinelli is back from the injury. Saliba is back from the injury. Havertz has joined now. We are now waiting for Julian Timber and also Declan Rice to join. I cannot wait. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.